This game's fun. This game's what it should be about, and I said it many times. It's great to have it in this city. They care so much about basketball. It's halfway in between. You get two programs that have tremendous history, when you get that, you're going to have passionate fans and passionate players. Now, the side stories are for you guys, and I don't worry about that very much. But you talk about it, our strategy was to make Mark's catches difficult and to not let Tillman get easy touches, and then obviously the Pickett kid is a guy that that ended up hurting us, and we had a game plan for every player, so we didn't take it any further than that. It was just like a typical scout, but it was emotion. This is what college basketball needs more of these, and this is one of the great ones.
Coach, what did Pickett do that was so effective, and did anything about the game he played surprise you at all?
No, I thought he was, he's really active, and he's your typical, and I don't mean this in a bad way, so don't write it as he's a junkyard dog. He does just about whatever you need, and whether it's the offensive rebound at the end of the first half on a missed free throw, they got him 2 points, and it was a big momentum swing. Whether it's knocking down an open three, whether it's making the extra pass. He's skilled as a small forward, and then he can put the ball on the floor. He affected the game that way, and as he continues to grow on the defensive end, he's got a chance to be an elite defender as well.
Communication issues. How much has that been a trend or something ongoing for you? How do you address that?
Well, it's five guys, and again, I say this all the time: if you ever cheat the game of basketball, the game will always win. You can't do that, and it takes five people being on the same page. And we ran a ball screen coverage that two guys thought we were in, and the other three thought we were in another one, and those lead to breakdowns. And that's when we have to have leadership on the floor. We've got to become better at that, and that's on me. And that's I'll take all the blame for that. And we switched back later, and again, we had one guy make a bad rotation, and it led to another three. And we didn't make any of those mistakes until the last 7 minutes. And, we have a saying in our program, we've got to be tough. And it's toughness so we can be disciplined, so we can execute in the last 7-8 minutes of a game.
Why do you think that happened in those last stretches?
I can probably come up with 100 excuses. I wish I knew. We've got to become better. We've got to have better leadership. We've got to work on the end of practice things, becoming better at the end of practice. I wish I could pinpoint it, because I'd sure as heck stop it. And that's something we've got to get handled.
I know one of your objectives was to get to the free throw line more. Well, you got to the free throw line more tonight, but you missed six straight, which kind of set the tone for towards the end of the game there.
Well, and again, those are winning plays, and there's no greater play than free throws when drawing a foul and going to the free throw line and making two free throws to stem momentum, and because it's a stoppage of play. And we had a 500 free throw week. We told our guys this week around finals, you had to make 500 free throws and record them, and it's unfortunate. We stepped to the line and we missed 6 in a row, and you do that in a game that goes down to the wire and it's really close, and it will cost you.
Not a productive night for Iowa. What did you see that just wasn't working?
Well, it's obvious that first minute and a half he's out of the game. He's got 2 fouls, and he had a great week of practice, and again we've got to find a balance between he and Trent, and where he's flowing again offensively. And right now he's been a very good 3-point shooter until his last few, and we've got to get him making shots again, and again, part of it may be scouting. I don't know, but you know, just a game out of rhythm. I don't want to make too much of it. And, he's been really good in practice this week, so you know, on to the next.
It's finding the balance between those two. Is that something that's been an issue?
Well, and like tonight, I wanted Trent with the ball late because of the way they were guarding ball screens. They were bringing two guys to him, so they was going to create something open. And you know, we saw Kipper get some good looks. He got a couple good looks, you know, Dre got a look. But again, you know, that's the scouting part of it. Where when Io's on the ball, they weren't doing that, and it's a different feel. So, you know, it's nothing big. We just gotta learn to play off that a little better.
Coach Trent was.
Well, one, we didn't get Georgie enough shots. That's one of the things that we're going to get changed now. We're going to get Georgie the ball. And Georgie scored the basketball against some of the elite players in the country defensively. Tonight, Tillman's one of them, Brandon Clark, Goman, Georgetown, you name it. He's had a lot of success. We've got to start playing more inside out. He's a very good free throw shooter. We want him at the line. And then the thing is, he's an unbelievable passer. So we've got to start playing through him a little bit more.
Coach Trent was.
Alan Griffin's struggling to get minutes. What does he need to do going forward to change that?
Just keep working. He'll be fine. Alan's a guy probably should have put in the first half a little bit. Yet it's we're going to need his offense and what he brings. But I'm a big Alan fan, and he keeps working really hard. He'll be just fine.
Coach Trent had a lot of points in the first half. How were you trying to get him shots in the second half?
And I was actually trying to get him to pass a little more.
Really?
I was a little more concerned about when one guy scores all your points, it's very difficult to win a college basketball game. And yet the attention that he was drawing was one that I knew he would spray the ball and we could get some shots. Kipper had a tough night shooting it. I think he was 0 for 6 from 3 and 3 for 11. And, you know, Io misses a couple. And my biggest concern offensively is we can't shoot 29 threes. We cannot continue to keep doing that. We're a good shooting team, but we've got to find better balance, and that's got to start with getting the ball inside a little more.
What goes into the decision to go with what's Tyler giving you that you're putting him in maybe over Allen?
Yeah, defensively, he doesn't make any mistakes. Tyler's a great help side defender. Offensively, we know we're probably not going to get a ton of offensive production from him, but he knows our stuff. He gets us in it. He's probably the best passer on our team. But defensively, he's always in the right spot, and ball seems to find him. And that's where he's a little bit ahead.
What decided the Adonis Samba minutes distribution?
I felt going into this, both of them were going to have to play, and I thought that, you know, with Nico and with Tillman, that those were good matchups for him, and you know, he could go throw his 265 pounds around and be effective, and he had a good week of practice. And you know, moving forward, we need AD, and you know, yes, Samba gave us some great things defensively, and you know, we've got to, both those guys stepped up and missed free throws, and that's something we can't have happen. They've got to get, you know, we've got to become more comfortable with the line for them.
How much is Adonis struggling with his knee?
I don't know. You may have to ask him that. I mean, I think it's, for him, it's just as much a conditioning piece as being out for 9 months, 10 months, and playing his way back. It's not like with an ACL that you just say, hey, go get on the treadmill and run extra. You've got to kind of play your way back into that through practice. And, you know, I thought he looked pretty good tonight. He's still not comfortable. He fumbled the ball that he probably should have had, and he's, you know, there's certain matchups for him that are difficult, but I think the knee's fine, and he's probably just still playing his way back into some sort of top shape.
Back to Io, he had a couple of no-look passes, which were really beautiful until they got intercepted. And so I'm wondering, you said about Dre earlier, you didn't want to stifle his instincts to score. and how do you manage, knowing the spot to do something like
Yeah,
that?
those are freshman mistakes, and those are mistakes that the young guys make, and they've got to understand it's not some of the things that you've been able to do, you can't do at this level. And I mean, there's pros on the court with the other team, and those are just routine things that he's got to learn, and we've got to coach him through those things.
I just have only 6 points off the bench. What it needs to change the way you're getting production.
Yeah, that's not very good. That's not like us. And you know how much I relish bench production. And it was a tough night for Devontae, and we need him to be a guy that's on the boards and defensively and has opportunistic points and make some shots. But yeah, we've got to have more production there. Maybe Allen's at peace, and we've got to continue to get Samba and AD some looks. Merry Christmas, everyone.